What's going on, Raptors fans? Toronto Hoop Talk checking in today to talk to you about the Raptors' 11-point win versus the Bucks today. It was the last game of Summer League. They finished Summer League strong, pretty decisive win. They only won by 11, but they were up big for a lot of the game. Milwaukee kind of tried to make a comeback towards the end. It was an interesting game because a lot of the players that we've been watching for so far in Summer League, they got the day off. So aside from Colo and Harper Jr., everybody else got the day off. And it was interesting to watch the game because the guys that were playing were guys that haven't been playing so far in Summer League much. You got guys that are, I guess, more in consideration for Raptors 905 spots as opposed to training camp spots. So I decided, instead of paying attention to everyone like I normally would and giving commentary on players that we'll probably only see on the Raptors 905, if at all, I figured I'd pay close attention to Colo and Harper Jr. and I guess give more of a deep dive into their game and see how their games went today. With this second unit of players coming into play alongside Harper and Colo, the ball dominant roles were still given to those other players, and Harper and Colo still kind of get in where they fit in offensively. So I think the big takeaway here is that Colo and Harper have these very rigid roles as players right now, at least. Now maybe this is an intentional thing for the Raptors in that they're looking to mold these players into a very distinct role, or it's just what their skill set dictates, and this is all they can do. But there's a very clear image of what these players are, at least right now, and that's the big takeaway I took, not even really factoring in how they fared. In terms of how they fared, neither of them had a particularly great game. Harper Jr. had 21 minutes, didn't particularly make the most of the fact that you could say he's the most high-profile perimeter player on the Raptors playing in that game. He shot 3 for 10, 0 for 5 from 3. He's had a disappointing summer league in terms of shooting. And yeah, today was more the same. He made sure to get his shots up. He took those 10 shots in 21 minutes. But yeah, they didn't fall at a high enough rate. I don't really know how much I put stock into the individual plus-minus stat, but Harper Jr. was one of our two players that was a minus. He was a minus 11 in a game we won by 11, and in a game that we were largely up by 20 for, I would say, at least half of the game. So yeah, definitely not an encouraging game from Harper Jr., and honestly, it just shows that he is very much a Raptors 905 player next year. Colo only ended up playing 13 minutes, but he made sure to get up 10 shots in those 13 minutes. While he didn't get more of the ball while he was on the court, he made sure that when the ball got to him, he was getting his shots up. He took a pull-up three that he made, and then I think he missed a turnaround mid-range fadeaway. It was fun to see him just come and be aggressive in looking for his shot. And he shot 5 for 10, so ultimately, he wasn't too bad. But yeah, not a super impressive showing from him offensively. He had some low post looks that I think you would expect your 7'1" center to make. But again, his lack of strength really makes those looks harder for him than they should be. He was playing against a guy that was much stronger than him, and he lost the strength battle, and it showed. He didn't have a outstanding game defensively either. He had no blocks, so that's probably the first time in Summer League this year he had no blocks. He did his normal thing, he contested shots decently well. I think the Bucks did have some success getting baskets around the rim at some point, but while he was on the court, Colo, the Raptors defense was really strong. The Bucks really didn't start scoring until the second half, where they kind of made a bit of a run to cut our lead down. But in the first half, honestly, the defense as a whole was really well. So obviously the anchor, Colo, does deserve some credit for that. So that's all for Summer League this year. I'm probably going to take a day or two to let everything settle in and really reflect on how people's Summer Leagues went. I'll be dropping a Summer League recap video generally where I check in on all the players that I gave commentary on during Summer League, kind of see whose stocks are up, stocks are down. So make sure you guys check the channel out for that video later on. But yeah, Summer League was fun. We learned a little bit about some of our players, and who knows, the next time we see the Raptors play, they might have Kevin Durant. I'll catch you guys around. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, and find me on all socials at TorontoHoopTalk.